I think Earth Spirit is much safer as a pick. Wisp, I mean, it's a great hero, but also not exactly too in meta, at least.
10 seconds.
Or you could take
remaining.
Rubik.
Sure.
Rubik Earth Spirit.
5 seconds remaining.
Actually, I like the Rubik more out of the 3 you suggested so far.
Liquids.
Alright, Rubik is just so sick against Sanchez. Oh, they've learned.
Team pick.
Elder Titan.
Okay. This is a combo that Fnatic used to run a lot, or still runs a lot. The Fnatic Disruptor ET combination. Actually, they just like ET a lot, and they run it with like Rasta.
10 seconds.
But I wonder how Liquid's gonna get.
Straight up Viper.
That's a
And
very
this
early
would have been a
Viper
sick
pick.
Rubik game.
Yeah,
You
this
get
would have
Burrow
been
Strike, you get
Viper Strike.
oh, the Corrosive too. Now you counter Viper with a break yourself.
Oh,
It's like an ultimate counter. When I see Viper on the other side in the pop, I'm like, get wrecked. Pick
You got him?
Rubik.
I think Liquid really liked Disruptor from their series against you because it feels like you just get kills like crazy with this hero. Hero feels very strong to
10
play right now.
seconds remaining. Team Liquids turn to ban.
In the recent LAN in Philippines, ET was, I think, the best position for hero in that tournament.
Yeah.
There was so much fighting involved, and comes in and he claps, and generally you just win fights.
There's a
10
downside for
seconds
picking him
remaining.
early though, is you can get countered by heroes like Lifestealer that just run at you.
5 seconds
They don't really
remaining.
care. You can't play in the offlane against that hero as ET. At all phases of the game, Lifestealer is very nice against you. Unless you get like the me mags and disable them. Wonder why they decided to take Viper so early. Lane Dominator?
Maybe. But, I mean, I thought revealing your core unnecessarily early is not exactly the best way to go.
Wait, is Miracle Captain Bakuro is using his mouse? They misclick or something?
That seems like it. You know what the funniest thing out of all the, like, coach, captain drafting thing is that,
Actually, before when we saw the team earlier, right?
Yeah.
What?
It was Miracle that was holding the note. It was Miracle that was holding the paper with the notes. So maybe he is just drafting this tournament just to see
Kuro
how
has
it goes.
his hand on the mouse.
Kuro
I don't
is
know, dude.
very...
No, Kuro has got his hand next to the mouse, but he's ready to jump.
10 seconds remaining.
But have you guys seen
Team
VGJ
Liquids
Thunder
turn
draft?
to pick.
Like,
No.
everybody gets up, ROTK sits down. That's the coach. It's like, get up, I'm sitting down, I'm clicking it. And then they pick, and
When they lose, he lays into them.
Yeah, for sure.
He gets in there.
Now
We
that's
heard-
a coach. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how you 3-0 EG.
Yeah, I heard they asked him to like because the other
10
teams are still
seconds
practicing when they got
remaining.
knocked out of the tournament. They had to be like, yo, you need to take this
5
conversation
seconds
elsewhere.
remaining.
This is
It's too much.
yeah, this is because he goes
Dire
in.
Team pick.
Dragon Knight.
Okay, so they take DK. All right, believe it or not, DK is like one of the best heroes against Viper.
Really? How's
Why?
Everyone thinks that Viper like crushes DK. I've not seen a DK lose to Viper.
But,
I
but
remember
why is it?
Limp played it against somebody too, thinking that. It's
Yeah.
because
10
you have such a
seconds
high amount of
remaining.
armor, like
Yeah.
a stupid amount of regen, that once you get Soul Ring, you can harass
5
them out.
seconds
And because of
remaining.
Breathe Fire, it's very hard for Viper nowadays to last hit.
Tell us.
Are you worried about Corrosive at all?
Not really.
Okay.
So we thought the same things. Like the first time I saw this matchup
On paper,
was-
right? It's so
Yeah.
Viper favored.
It was at Starladder, and then I saw the matchup 3 subsequent times,
Okay.
and the Viper got crushed in every single one.
Alright.
It was Starladder Complexity versus... I need my memory not to fail me right now. LGD, coincidentally. And Cole picks the DK thinking like, or Viper thinking like, we're gonna crush this DK. Nope. Close.
How that matchup gets out.
By the way,
Team Liquids
last 3
turn
months,
to pick.
Infamous is Viper, 100% win rate.
All right, well that's why
They've played
first
8
faced
games
it. Okay.
with it, and they
Makes
haven't lost a
sense.
single one. And in terms of supports, I was actually going to say, they've played a lot of Ogre Magi, and I mean Bane is obviously in there, but Ogre Magi and Winter Wyvern are pretty high up there as well. But they go for the Earth Spirit instead.
10 seconds remaining.
64% win rate with 11 games played.
Really think they should take the Lifestealer
5 seconds remaining.
on the side of Infamous. There's a ton of value. He has 2 vehicles in both the Earth Spirit and the Sand King. Very nice against the DK and the Disruptor and the ET. Doesn't care about any of those heroes.
Does being a drafter or drafting in general make you a better Dota player? Like, if you want to learn more about the game, think about it in a different way? Like, I'm thinking, like, maybe, what if Miracle is like, you know what? I know how this mid lane goes.
Yeah.
Done it before. I want to have a new challenge, but he still wants to play mid.
I would agree with that if it wasn't primarily Crow talking and holding the mouse.
No, I'm thinking Miracle is like, I saw him with the paper. I'm like wondering, what is he doing with the paper? Maybe he got a love letter beforehand or something like that from a fan. You don't know.
Pick the life.
Brewmaster it is first.
Yeah, I mean, Brewmaster's another hero that
10
doesn't want to
seconds
play
remaining.
Lifestealer. So I'm definitely down with that pick.
5 seconds
It's not one of the best heroes for Infamous.
Alternatively, you take something like, I don't know, some like BKB or BKB-esque hero, like Luna or Jug. But I really like, I think Lifestealer has so much value here.
You know, the first core that shows up in their most picked, other than Tiny, is Slark.
Wow, that is not a hero.
And it's very far down. Like, they have been experimenting a lot with cores, I guess. They go for the Dazzle first.
So that's a core Sand King.
Yep.
Dire team ban.
Oh, Huskar them.
I like that ban. I like that ban. Because even though
Oh no, they banned it.
they have ways to deal with Huskar, right? Because the Storm Panda could dispel the healing. They could cycle up in there. But I feel like if there's one way you could lose, is you get Dazzle Huskar.
Get Dazzle Husk.
It's like a
10
very safe
seconds
ban.
remaining.
That's so cool.
5 seconds remaining.
So obviously Dazzle Terrorblade is like the second most popular combo, but that's also banned out. Is there any other like Dazzle hero that comes to mind?
I'm not sure. Tanking Dazzle's nice though. Because you burrow, get right next to him.
Yeah.
You'll always get the value.
Sure.
Remember the old Orange team? Their favorite combo was like Shadow Demon, Dazzle, Sand King tri-lanes.
Right.
It was so beast. You'd like disrupt, stun, then you'd have like four targets.
heroes.
Yeah, I really like that Orange team.
I think Naga Dazzle is also up there with just illusions.
Yeah.
You could just bomb them.
Is CK a hero that would be good for Infamous?
It's alright.
10
I think ET's
seconds
quite good.
remaining.
They have a lot of clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Doesn't Brew
remaining.
like destroy the illusion?
Yes. Or do a ton of damage to it.
Yeah, I guess
Eventually you
they
can
have
out-tank it,
massive
but you know, it's
control.
going to be a while before.
Really feel like Lifestealer's the hero here. Especially since the Brew exists. All the illusion heroes just feel so much weaker. Either going with Gyro or Lifestealer. And as an off chance, maybe something like Jug.
Well, they're ticking into their bonus time.
Team Liquid's turn to pick Luna.
Gonna be
Okay.
Luna.
So the BKB hero. The Dazzle synergy here at all? It kind of feels like a
They want to aggro.
aggro lane with Earth Spirit.
I think if you can give Thanking the one-on-one against Brew,
10
you'll be very
seconds
happy.
remaining.
And
5 seconds remaining.
They were looking for a Matu hero. Anything obvious coming to mind?
TV would have been the best one.
Unfortunately, for Liquid, that one is banned. Blade. It has to be have to be a hero that can be kind of self-sufficient, because the disruptor is going to rotate around as is the ET.
Yeah.
I think Disruptor has to stay in the lane, right? He's levels before he can.
Yeah.
And I think he is actually really weak if he gets an aggressive trialing. So I think the carry that's being picked here has to be really strong on it.
All right. That will be the gyro
Select
counter.
your heroes.
Lumi.
I could see Infamous going for that offensive trialing and like pummeling this very weak Liquid.
What does the Infamous need to do to win?
Win the
Aggressive
lanes.
trialing, win the lanes.
Yeah.
That's
Win
it.
the lanes.
What does Liquid need to do to win this? Will?
Don't let Infamous win the lane.
or beat Liquid?
Show up.
Show
I
up.
think that I actually don't mind Infamous's draft that much at all. I think it's pretty good.
Okay, okay. Now, I believe this is a first in, definitely a first this Dota Pro circuit. It might be a first at international lands. We have a full British casting duo.
Wow.
Not even kidding. It is time for Infamous versus Team
10
Liquid with
seconds
OD Pixel
remaining.
Imperium Flags.
Thank you very much, Shiva. And indeed, I'm OD Pixel.
5
I'm here
seconds
with good
remaining.
old Pyrian. And we're ready to bring you the excitement that is Liquid versus Infamous with a casting pair
I know.
that's countlessly been requested by Reddit.
Apparently.
I mean, they just can't get enough.
I mean,
of us.
that
They've
was
never
not
even
me.
heard
That
us.
was not my alt accounts or any of my friends or family.
But we're bringing it to you because
We are.
we know you guys love it. And this game, it's one of those games where it's going to be very exciting to see what happens.
Honestly, if you stayed up late for this one or you've got up early, I said this was the alarm clock series of the year.
Yeah. But this could be sort of the series. It could be sort of like the Twilight Hour series.
It
you know,
really
that
could.
Something amazing happens.
And this is when weird stuff happens. This is when it happens. In these kind of moments between reality and midnight.
And things change at LAN. You know, everything can be different. We don't
That's
know
right.
how well Liquid can play on LAN. I
Yep,
mean, they've only
you
done a
never know.
couple. You know, TI.
The Angel Arena player, No-Tail 43. This is going to be tricky.
Don't worry, it's only on the loading screen.
Oh,
Ted.
okay, thank God.
That's just they'll fix it in one of the 2 weekly patches. Don't worry.
Prepare
Okay,
for
That'll
yeah,
get
what is up
sorted.
with that?
It's we'll get sorted. But wins the game now. We have Liquid, of course, versus Infamous. As the panel was saying, they said they don't think Infamous' lineup too bad. They kind of like what Infamous has done with their draft. Would you agree, Ted? Are you liking this sort of
Yeah, but
Luna
apparently,
dazzle?
I was actually just listening. I would have thought Viper would crush any melee mid that he's up against. But according to William, Viper shits on DK. Oh, sorry, DK shits
yeah.
on Viper because the damage reduction from the breath means that he doesn't really care about getting right click. He has so much regen and armor, it just doesn't matter. And eventually gets to the point where he just can't bully DK out of lane, even as Viper. So I think that's interesting. I mean, I think they're both quite. I quite like both drafts. If you look at Infamous's draft, it looks like most pub games look
It's
a lot
quite-
like
it's a
this.
nice
you know?
standard,
It's
it's got a
it's a
clear
pretty
agenda.
standard draft. Yeah.
Oh, Schofield. He'll have to roll himself away.
No
It's a bit of
bother.
a battle.
The only problem is, regardless of the draft, this is your reigning world champions against a team that finished third in their qualifying group. So I'm not saying it's all up against Infamous. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one. They need to win the lanes. That's what the panel was saying, and I could not agree more. Infamous need to win their lanes and hope that they don't get liquidated.
You see Liquid here really wanting to try and take away this bounty rune. We'll see if it's going to be allowed.
Oh, it's a little whiff. Well,
GH might drop with a split. First blood. It's going to go the way of Liquid.
And he's going to get the bounty.
Oh, can they get a return kill though? Look at this.
uphill
GH.
miss. GH is going to walk it off.
He's out of it. He's just that little bit too speedy. I think Katara is going to come on, but he's out in the tree line.
Oh.
It was a good attempt. Well, not
It
quite
was.
that.
First blood, and they stole the bounty rune, and he TP'd out.
And Mind Control's getting this.
And he's feeding on the wave.
Yeah.
They're all up in their minds already.
A nice starting wave. Mind Control taking it away of this tri-lane as well from Infamous. Putting a lot of focus on trying to make sure that they get that safe lane for the Luna up top. See what we have in the mid lane matchup. We have this DK, Pepita, Viper. Go both ways, with Miracle though being on the Dragon Knight. You do have to sort of favor him in this 1v1. Up top, looks like Schofield's getting pretty aggressive here. They're sort of playing around behind that top tier 1 tower. Playing that Stinger, being forced back by Kuroki, but Stinger's managed to get the creep pull as well. Look at this, look how deep these guys are.
It's
They're trying to
aggressive.
find
It's very
GH to
aggressive,
put
but
the
they
heal
block
as
it.
well.
He might get now. He's not going to get GH.
He's going to turn him to
Oh.
That's always the worst.
I feel like when you're playing up against someone like Liquid, the problem is they will push their hero to the absolute limit, and they'll be comfortable doing it. They know exactly how far they can push it. I mean, Kuro might have overextended here just a wee bit.
Oh, he goes straight for the TP out. Oh, he doesn't
that was
make
close. That was close.
This is good for Infamous. They get
Yeah.
themselves a kill in the first couple of minutes. I'll be happy with that. Top lane Katara getting pressured pretty heavily by Mind Control and GH.
He is. Got 5 last
Look at
hits.
these punches as well from GH.
Yeah, they really do hurt. Especially once he gets that the spirit on you and stuff, then he really starts to punch really hard. This was wasn't it Brewmaster and Elder Titan in the previous matchup as well? In the previous series we saw, they had
I think it might.
they ran them in a dual off lane, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Scary. They're two beefy lads. They walk at you. There's not much you can do.
Absolutely. And hard to punch back as well with a missed chance from the Brute. George got the Lucent Beam in the early stages. They do have the heal bomb if they can get in good position, but to really do something, they need to have a third hero. They want to have Skullfield on the Earth Spirit up there, but for now, Goldfield's actually looking down towards the bottom. They found Kuroki again. This is going to be the second time the Captain and Liquid's going down. That's... You're killing the captain there.
You are killing the captain. What's that going to do to morale? And that's what I want to know. Their team look over, their captain's dead again.
He's effing and blinding over there. He's absolutely furious.
Effing and jeffing.
One lane,
Matsu can give it the walk away. Nice, he got the rocket off on old stick. Here we go. He's going to get him. They're going to bloody get him.
I don't know, it's going to be close. They have that burst strike. They've got him.
Oh my goodness.
The Fairy Fire as well, keeping Stinger alive.
What is happening? Infamous are up 3-2.
GH, he can't quite close the gap. He's going to have the Spirit again in a minute.
Oh.
He could play around with this though, Ted. Look.
He's going to just bimp him. He's got the creeps with him as well.
He's got the smash in a second. Is he going to be nice? He's got the boulder smash.
Oh my God! Schofield outplayed him!
He's going to die for this, sure.
He's not. He's out.
He actually is. They don't have to
wait, the rocket. The rocket.
It's not going to be enough damage.
Are they going to chase him down?
They are chasing. No.
Mind control, going behind the tower.
He's going to TP.
He's going to try to TP away. They couldn't get him.
But look at this. Infamous. 1.5 minutes in, they're 4 for 2.
Yep.
This isn't too bad at all. They have got to be pretty happy with it.
They're doing it. They're bloody doing it.
How's the mid lane going? Mid lane, Miracle, he's got the edge. This was expected, though, as we said, with the heroes and the players. 19 for 4 against the 14 for 2. But Peter's still finding something. Not always ideal. You know, you do pick that Viper to try and dominate the lane, and it's not happening in the middle. He's still going to have fun.
It is not. And, I mean, DK, you know, this is the other problem is he's probably going to take your tower fairly alone as well. And what were the people were saying behind backstage there? They were saying that in Genting, every team that took the tower, the mid tower first, went on to win the series or to win the game. So, they booted him. He's booted him.
Back underneath
Quick,
the tower.
go and watch them killing some creeps.
Back in. Can they get this? They get some good body blocks from Scope for the
Kuro's going to stop him. He's just... here comes the... The same guy.
They got it!
They got him!
They took down Miracle!
They killed Miracle! That is in itself a miracle!
GH, they're gonna get another
GH as well! What is happening now?
As well. Look at the Skullfield as
well! Oh my God, the Dazzle's there as well! Everybody's coming up Infamous!
Infamous! Look at this, 7 for 2!
You can't believe it!
Skullfield's been doing some big thing, and that TP through from the Dazzle, coming into the mid lane to help out.
Absolutely turning it around, mate. I tell you what, Fog's looking at his hair in the mirror for one last time right now.
Just a reminder, if you missed it, Fog did promise to shave his head if Liquid lose this series 2-0. He'll appreciate me reminding you guys for that. Look at this so far, 5 minutes in. Farmer course still pretty good for Liquid. You look at the 3 cores on Liquid, you got 28-11 on Matsu, 28 for 8 on Miracle, 21 for 3 on Mind Control. Rotations. Pretty hot from it.
Yeah, Infamous. They look cold, but they turned up playing hot.
Again in the middle lane. They're trying to get the kick back onto
Miracle. Oh my goodness.
They don't even need it. Stinger comes through. There will be the stun, but there's the boulder smash. Holding Miracle in place. He comes with the burrow strike. That's going to down. But Tummaman's trying to find return kills. Missile holds back the Dazzle. But Infamous again, they're getting a kill, and they're getting out. This time.
Applying that pressure.
This is the second time they've been able to take down the DK. They forced Tummaman to react by coming to the mid lane, and Liquid can't get a return kill.
And then look at this, he's actually got to level up on Mind Control and Luna. She's got to level up on the Brew. That's good, because that means he might be able to kill him with his ult. Yeah, Kura, they're going to get Kura as well!
That's what the 4th time he's died this game!
This is 9-2. Who's the net worth leader, Owen? It's Viper. It's Viper. He had a tough lane, but he's turned it a boot.
These kills that he's been getting in the mid lane thanks to his team's rotations have been massive for Peter.
They're going to try and get Mind Control. They want to kill him before the Brew hits 6. That's when it gets really tricky.
Just a touch.
Want to punish him in lane. How close is Katara
I was
to level 6?
If they've got the Eclipse soon, definitely going to want to try and do.
He's about 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah, one more wave and he'll be at it. God, just get too many.
Yeah, I think they're bringing people in because they realise what's going to happen. GH is going to come back in here. There's the boulder.
They've got the Dazzle with the that smash onto 2 as well with the heal bomb.
One more glaive. One more glaive there.
And go in the way of Katara as well. Big money there for the Luna. Lane Pepita versus Miracle. Miracle has the Elder Dragon form.
He's a big lad, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big lad.
Absolutely massive. Flexing them guns here in the middle lane. Viper, you stay top net worth. Oldfield, look at this red.
Oh my goodness. They couldn't have not going to kill him again.
They might do. They
3 times in 7 minutes.
Chase down. They're going to get
Oh my god.
What is going on?
Scofield's Earth Spirit is absolutely winning them this early stages.
I mean, I've kind of lost count of how many kills he's been involved in, but it's got to be the majority of them, what we're seeing. Schofield, 5-1-5.
Unbelievable.
Against Team Liquid at 7 minutes in.
I mean, you'd be happy with 5 kills at the end of the game on Earth Spirit.
5-1. What a way to start the game for Infamous.
He's been involved in 10 of their 11 kills. That's unbelievable.
Look at this up top. They're going to get more.
Yeah,
the roll's going to be off the mark. They are going in onto Katara. Katara turns.
Oh,
the crit from Mind Control brings him down. Axel's also in trouble. He's got the grave. The TP out. He's going to make it for sure.
All right, well, that wasn't great.
They limit their casualties.
Yeah, they did.
Only one goes down. It is their carry. So that's the bit of the bad news there for Infamous. But still, doing not too bad on the Luna Katara. Just a couple of hundred per time behind Matumaman's gyrocopter.
I mean, Miracle's 1,000 behind the Viper now.
He's had a rough time, mid. He's died 3 times.
He has. These rotations coming through, how have they gone unnoticed? I guess maybe they just timed it just right.
I think that just sort of the levels that they came in at was the problem as well. Because sure, normally Disruptor's pretty good against these sort of players. You can control them under the thing, but these were coming through when Kuro was still seeing a level 2, level 3.
Yeah, because he died early on a couple of times, didn't he?
Feels that they got down bottom to start with, certainly.
Liquid are going to try and make some action of their own here.
They've got the 6 on Bridge. They want to use the primal split.
And they also got the timing on the...
This is going to look pretty grim unless Infamous can do something big in terms of reaction. Pepita falling low. Axel can't close the gap for the Shallow Grave. The homing missile redirects itself towards the Dazzle. He does still get the Grave on. Stinger is thinking about this one, but the cooldown from the Timmerman comes in, flips onto Stinger once. Stinger's already outside. Excel's looking to deny himself the neutrals. Isn't going to make it. Miracle still finds the kill, and Liquid, they're moving in mid. They take down Schofield. This time, Liquid pulling themselves together, making use of the ultimates, not actually needing to use the primal split. The cooldown when Matumaman level 8, hitting that bit of an early power spike on the gyro, get the job done. Now they'll be able to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower as well. They spot out Stinger. That Spirit. Burrow strike himself away.
Great timing then from Liquid. They knew exactly, all right, the lane's not been growing great, but don't worry, we're ready to fight now. Matthew's 8, Miracle's 8. He's got his ult up. Let's go mid and take the tower. And they've got a couple of kills to go with it.
Unless they do try and secure Katara that space.
Oh, it's a re-smoke. It's a re-goose.
They've got the epicenter on Stinger.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
5 on Schofield. Can they catch on top? At the moment, Matumaman is on his own on top. If they can get a jump in onto Matu, he's coming out, but he's all on his own.
They've lost him.
They're going for the longer wraparound.
What have we here?
Schofield might find him on the exit.
Oh, Matu's gone for the bounty. They've got him sandwiched.
They've got the high ground vision. Matu, he's miles away from any sort of teammates. They have the epicenter revved up, going straight in. It doesn't matter that the cooldown's out because Infamous, they've taken down Matumaman. GH came through, but nothing he could do to react in time. It's a big kill for them to find, getting Matumaman out on his own.
And a perfect little smoke rotation there. Well,
they might even get more. GH he came forward into this. He knew that there were 3 heroes here.
Wow.
And he gets too close. The Burrow strike from Stinger sets up for another kill for Infamous.
Not great. Liquid may got a tower, but yeah, sloppy. That's definitely the word I'd use.
Suddenly, it's
Radiant's
gaps between the cores, very small. It's pretty much neck and neck in terms of net worth. This tower could potentially tilt it back in favor of Infamous. It is so close. See if they get away with it. It looks like Liquid are going to come up and try and react. Necessarily push the tower that quickly. Yeah, Infamous are going to be able to have to be very careful about how they plan on sticking around here. And they've got no plans to do so at all. Already backing away. Kuro, yeah, he's actually on the bottom lane, so no hope of a disruptor play with a glimpse. Kuro continues down bottom, babysitting Miracle.
Miracle back up on top net worth. He's just that good at farming. Of course, he's always got, Volker doesn't really have the potential to flash farm in the same way. So even though DK died 3 times mid, I always think he's going to have the potential to catch up. Taking towers as well really helps. Yeah, no concerns for Miracle. He's also one of those players, you've seen him in a ton of games. He gets shut down early on in lane, it's very difficult. I saw a game with him recently where he was in Volker and it had gone really poorly. Fast forward 20 minutes, he's the highest net worth in the game and he's getting all the kills. Not a panicker, young Miracle.
Straight for the
Dire's structures
Gather Blade off
are
Jones to scan
fortified.
so he can get that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Finding that Dazzle before save through.
Radiant are scanning.
Setting up on those Scan as well from Liquid will clip onto Infamous inside the jungle down bottom, so
Radiant's
they know that they're
bottom
around
tower
here.
is under attack.
Kuro and GH. Of course, play it safe respectively. Back away from this tier 1 tower. Looks like Infamous may get away with this. There is a Blink Dagger now on Mind Control's Brewmaster.
Radiant structures are
Does,
fortified.
of course, still have that Primal Split ready to go. So good timing on the Blink. Superman keeping that top lane
Radiant's
forced in as
bottom
well.
tower
Liquid
is
sending
under
a
attack.
camp up there and very much happy to take a fight if try and defend it. Let's just looking for the trade down bottom. I think finds this Gyro Bruma.
Absolutely. I mean, especially the other thing with Gyro is you know that even if you farm, he's fourth at the moment, fifth now. It doesn't matter too much. He can flash farm so fast in the jungle, pick up some stacks and stuff. He's always going to pick up. Gyro's still only level 4.
Yeah, a little slow on the levels this game. So to get bullied a bit earlier on.
Oh, and 4.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Static Storm.
Radiant structures.
Static Storm will be
are
very
For this
good.
game. Yeah,
Very good
if you
against
can just
him.
drop it on top of the Dazzle,
Yeah.
they can absolutely rip through Infamous's lineup. The Dazzle's been doing a lot. So make some big plays with the heal. Braves.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
he's done
tower
well.
is
You can
under
see here the
attack.
comparison for levels.
Radiant's middle
Picture.
tower is under
Bro,
Yeah,
attack.
sure.
further
Way behind.
Dire's
behind any of the other
structures
supports
are
in the game.
fortified.
They might be able to
Dire's
finish off
top
this mid
tower
tower
is
now.
under
They know the
attack.
Liquid's rotated top.
Radiant's
They should be able to give
bottom
this a little
tower
bit
is
of
under
push.
attack.
But Liquid did take the first mid tower.
And they're also going to
yeah.
look to take this tier 2 up top as well, Liquid.
Tier 2, if they can get it, they might even be able to get it in time. Infamous kind of standing back while they're trying to set up and catch
Dire's
Liquid out, but
top tower is under
they're too
attack.
wily, these lads.
Dire's top tower is
Get the
fortified.
sleep onto the Luna. They can't mind control as well. Jumping forward, but the instant stun. They hold mind control. They have the M7. Can they kill it before the Primal? They can't. Still gets the Primal split out. The Grave was there onto Katara. Katara's still going to tick down though. They lose the Luna. They'll lose Dazzle as well. Liquid reacting with defense, holding onto the tier 1 tower. They've taken down 2. They surround Pepita. They'll be able to find this Viper as well for sure. It's Liquid putting a big stop to the plays of Infamous there in that situation. I think Burrow striking himself away. Liquid, suddenly we're starting to see them climb ahead. They've got that 3k gold lead. These sort of plays, sure, in the early game you might be able to outplay them in the sense of catching them off guard with some smart movements, but when it comes to execution of fights, Liquid are always going to be
They're just the
expected to have
masters.
the edge.
Dire's
They're so
middle
good.
tower
Liquid,
is
I
under
mean,
attack.
Dazzle even got the full weave off on his team. It looked like, you know, maybe this is going to go okay, but they jumped that Luna so fast. Elder Titan caught her out, big split, and then Brute on top of her, so really, really tough.
And as we saw with them, they don't really quite have the burst damage to take down that Brute. Control that before he gets the chance to Primal Split.
Yeah.
So, I've got to enter these fights expecting him to be able to do it each and every time.
Also, you really don't want your Luna to be the one at the front, you know? When you're taking some buildings, sure, but they kind of want the Viper up there. He's in big trouble. This
He's not
rocket.
getting out. Liquid.
Yeah, they're relentless.
Liquid is saying, I hope you enjoyed having your first few minutes of Infamous, because now it's
Playtime's over.
going to get a bit painful. Where it becomes very hard for Infamous. Get Liquid back down. One bit of an opening that Liquid are able to get ahead. Very hard to.
And
get
level
yourself
6
back
now on
top.
Kuro, so he's
Yeah.
back in there. Oh, his ult is back and everything. Kick the cable.
Dragon Knight. Pause at the top of the net worth for Liquid.
That's just towers. That's just towers, Owen. Infamous still in this.
Sure.
I'm sure of it, yeah.
There's money for the taking on the map for sure from Infamous.
They still haven't got that mid. I mean, they tried. I feel like they spent a lot of time sort of standing around trying to get everything ready for what they knew was going to be a fight. I think they could have just maybe punched the building and back, but they're going to try and get it now,
Radiant's middle
maybe?
tower is under attack.
Liquid smoking up, ready to punish him for
Dire's
trying for
bottom
this push.
tower
It's a flank. It's a classic flank
They're
attack.
quite brutal. Here's the jump in from Mind Control, coming straight away with the Primal Split. Call down so straight on top of the Viper. He'll be left alone as they throw the Dazzle up into the air. No chance for a Grave or a save to keep Pepita alive. As they'll move from target to target. Excel going for the TP out, but it's going to be cancelled straight away by the Storm Panda.
Dire's bottom tower
Liquid
is under attack.
claim 2. Down bottom though, Infamous are able to find Miracle on his own because of Liquid going for that play in the mid lane. Still overall 2-for-1 trade for Liquid. They did still lose the tower in the mid lane though. So Infamous, they are managing to trade objectives for these losses still.
They got an objective and they killed Miracle, but yeah, they did lose heroes for it.
problem.
I mean, Liquid just have to basically play their game, right? They just have to. They know all their heroes. You know, they know what they need to do. They just need to go around it nice and steady. I feel like Infamous had that good start, but whether they could turn that into a winning situation, I'm not so sure. It's going to be very, very difficult. They need to keep outplaying Liquid. We've seen time again. Liquid is so good in these team fights at executing and catching people out of position, and they just know exactly what needs to be done in each fight. What's the primary target? How do we get their movements are really good, their smokes are really good. So the problem is with Infamous is they need to put Liquid so far on the back foot that Liquid kind of lose their way, but I don't think you can do that.
And these fights are so hard for Infamous in the sense they have this SK, Earth Spirit. They're going to want to be rolling in on the front lines, but Liquid, they can punish any sort of group up with the Echo Stomps, the Static Storms.
Oh, they're going to go in on Matu.
They're going to find Matu here. The silence looks like Liquid are just going to leave him be. They are sort of backing away. They know there's nothing they can do to save him. They didn't have Static Storm back up. Infamous getting away with the gyrocopter kill.
Luna now top on net worth. They need her to be big because what they need to do is if they get a kill, yeah, they've seen him. I think they've seen him.
They've got the sentry down. They
stole better of it.
Not really too much. Jumping in. Epicenter isn't back online.
Also, you don't really want to ever have to focus the DK down.
No, especially when you know that the rest of the team's behind.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to try and go on him though. They can do this. They do have to break. Take the passive off. In fact, they are bringing him down very low with a magical poison to get him down. Miracle's gone. Mind Control's going to try and find return as he opens up straight away onto Pepita. And comes in though, straight away on top of this GH.
Kicked him away.
They're keeping Pepita alive. The armor doing so much for him, but finally the boulder flies in. They lose Pepita.
This Brewmaster controlling up this Dazzle is really changing the fight here for Eventually.
He wants to chase. He's got his eyes on the Earth Spirit. Try and kick him back up top as well. Matuma chasing down Excel. Tries to go for the shallow grave. Cells there in time, they lose the Dazzle.
I'll take your...
Honestly, like, the problem is the Brew splits and just spins Dazzle in the air the entire time. Yeah, it's like, so what can you do?
Very hard game for Axel and the Dazzle to... The positions be in, he's always forced to throw everything out very early.
Yeah.
He can't... Man gets out. Now they've got Dust, they've got Sleep. Got a field as well to hold old Stinger in place.
Picked off. He's almost got a Yules, I think, on the Stank King.
Out again though. 20 minutes in, 15 to 16. Liquid, of course, with the lead. 3k at the moment. But I mean, look at Katara's farm. This Luna is top of the board. She's still ahead of Matuma Man. Katara's getting a lot of space, and with this Masker Ban is sweeping through the jungle. Very close to having the Manta style finish.
Yeah.
Which is certainly going to help, but...
Well, I mean, what they need is to get her in a position where they want to fight near some buildings.
Yeah.
And then Luna goes to town. But the problem is, I think until then, they just need to hope that she can go and farm without getting caught. I mean, Liquid have good catch as a disruptor. It is difficult. I think you got the Shadowblade DK as well to set things up, but she's very fast. She could just keep around the map and farming and avoiding fights until she's really scary big.
Miracle's ready though. It is around this tier 2 tower. He's hunting for the backlines behind Pepita. Just sort of out on his own. May just look to just play underneath the tower. Liquid feels they're strong enough.
I don't think he has any idea this
Stinger is around. Crew's there ready to keep him on the sidelines. Pepita gets opened up to him straight away. Primal split popped as well.
Oh, down.
Oh, he TP'd straight into the Static Storm. Excel, not the play. Old Stinger does rev up the epicenter. He's looking for Kuroki, but he's got to use the Burrow Strike defensively to get himself out. So Infamous have lost 2. Tier 2 tower now in threat for Liquid, but at the same time, Katara, he's going to force some reactions up top. Matuma Man TP's in, but look, Schofield was there ready with the trap.
I didn't think him out of nowhere.
Yeah, Matu did not expect the Earth Spirit to be there to back up the Luna at all. And now GH is in trouble. They have the Eclipse. GH is going to...
what a turnaround!
And they get the tower. Katara and Schofield. I mean, Schofield has just been next leveling them with the positions. Miracle's going to come in with the Shadow Blade, but Katara, he's already out of there. So's Schofield.
These Earth Spirit plays coming out of Schofield, I tell you what. That's keeping, it really is. It got them in that early, it did great for them in the early game. It might just keep them in this game in the mid-game period.
5, 2, and 12. Still in 17 of the 18 kills. He's only missed out on one of them so far this game.
What a monster.
Very impressive play from...
What have we here?
That was as well, you know, Man, he popped a BKB charge. Just one of the BKB charges gone. It's way down in that last fight. About chance to get it out soon enough.
Very defensive so far. Gyro hasn't really got much in terms of like offensive items. Got the BKB, but playing that to Luna.
Found him here.
Yeah.
And they make it. Controls coming forward. Jump forward onto Axel. You have the cooldown straight away onto Pepita. They've lost their dazzle on the back lines. Axel's down. Schofield and Holstinger come through, but the BKB's out from Batumba. It might not matter though. These guys are just right-clicking down the gyro. The sleep fruit for TH holds them back. Pepita pops the stick charge. He's looking for off Kuro. He'll get it. Old Stinger. Burrow strikes in onto GH. Pepita's just kiting them. Look at this kite from the fight. They just can't quite get him. Now they do. Miracle gets the kill, but GH falls. It's a 3 for 2 at the moment. Infamous coming out in top of the numbers. Finally, the equalizer will be there. 3 for 3. Kataro gets out. So trade ends.
Really messy fight there, Owen. Messy, all over the place.
And if Liquid can get the Roche off the back of it, that will be a clear win for them. But Luskofield's still alive.
You know what? You fancy it to nick it. You do fancy it.
If there is ever going to be a player this game to do a big play like that, it certainly is going to be Schofield from what we've seen so far.
Or he'll miss it and go to pieces.
It's so hard to time. He's hiding himself very well there, making sure the courier doesn't spot him. Can he really go for anything like this? On the side, they've got the vision off! They've got the border smash. They don't have the Eclipse though, so the damage is limited. Schofield's going to be forward out the grave.
Last second grave.
Can he get out? He rolls away the glimpse. Kuro's there.
Brutal.
Hold Schofield down.
Gave him a little fuck
He's
you
buying
kick
time
at
though.
the end
Roshan's still at half health.
That's true.
Stinger's going to be back up in a second on the Sand King, and he has the Epicenter available. Miracle's now lost the Elder Dragon form. Infamous may still be able to take this Roche fight.
Do they still at least? They don't have Disruptor ult just yet. I think it'll be up in a bit.
And it looks like Infamous aren't really making a beeline straight for it. Maybe if they headed straight over, they could have, but they are just going to let Liquid get away with this one, as it seems. Maybe, as you say, Static Storm, cooldown, Split is still there. Scary to fight into. Primal Split as well.
But that was where you really don't want to have to fight. There was like uphills, downhills. Everybody's on a different level, split up, different targets. Very difficult.
Tara is definitely going to be a threat in these fights, though. This top going straight for the butterfly. After Manta, what's he got in the curry? Anything tasty? It is, the full BKB, isn't it? Yep. But with the BKB and Manta, it's pretty hard for Liquid to take it down as long as he can get that BKB off before any sort of initial stun.
Yeah.
Because their lineup at the moment is majority magical damage. Sure, the DK is still going to punch a little bit with the Elder Dragon form, but Kataro, with the backup of Axel, and Axel has been getting some good defensive weaves out, building that armor up.
But he needs to avoid getting controlled up by the Brew.
Free tower for Infamous down bottom.
I think if the Dazzle can get an Ether Lens and just stay back, get a Glimmer maybe instead, just hang back, avoid it going anywhere near the Brew, and just try and hit the spells on the Luna whenever he can. But otherwise, he's just kind of getting spun around in the air. Courier could be in trouble. Nope.
Want to have their eyes on it, with Courier safe. Very good with the sentries. A lot of times they've had the eyes on Miracle's movement. Shadowblade. So the plan is here. Infamous keep pushing down bottom. Liquid only going to want to try and force Infamous back rather than go back themselves. Start heading down here. Again, it's hard. I mean, in the jungle, you see there's an Observer Sentry matchup. Yeah. Infamous got laid down. They are, he must have gone undercover of that, so they know where he is at.
They're just avoiding Liquid at the moment. I think they know they've got the Aegis. They don't want to fight them. But equally, they're just getting things pushed out. They've got the bot lane and the top lane kind of pushed more or less. Bot lane especially, to where they want it. And now they can maybe, when Liquid go, rotate to deal with that, push mid out, and just try and wait this Aegis out. You do not want to have to fight them when they've got the Aegis up. But
Liquid, of course, they certainly fight up in with smoke. Find in to catch.
Look how spread out Infamous are. They're all over the map. They're just saying, nope, if you catch one of us, that's fine. You're not going to catch all five.
I mean, this is the hero you don't mind losing.
Yeah.
Sure. Just let him tank the gang. He's getting
great.
He's buying time. I mean, Stinger's actually thinking about coming in. He's revealed himself on the sidelines, goes for the Burrow Strike and the Epicenter, but the Static Storm is laid straight down. Pepita's also trying to come in on the sidelines for this. And in fact, they had the eclipse of the Boulder Smash. Straight in they go, looking for the Brew. They've got it. That's going to be Brew down. They lose the Gyro's Aegis as well. The BKB Luna moving in. Katara going ham, forcing GH back. GH will be fine for now. Katara's going to turn for the bigger kill, looking for Matuma-Man. Matuma-Man pops the BKB. He's still alive for now. They have to try and get this Luna out there. Are they going to get the chance? He turns again. They get the kill onto the Gyro. Jump forward from Stinger. Burrow strike out onto the DK, but the sleep stops there from GH. Holds down Katara. Katara will fall. Stinger trying to get back to safety. He will not be fine, though. They have the glimpse. Kuro has the vision, but the Burrow strike's still there. GH is trying to chase, but Stinger, he may just be speedy enough to get out of it. He's got the Sandstorm, the blink out. Stinger's going to be fine. Back into the hands of Excel, who has the heal. So they did have to expend the buyback on the Viper, but still, they got rid of the Aegis. They actually killed Matuma-Man after they did that.
Yeah.
They find the Brew as well before the Primal splits out. Liquid's still coming out on top, but again, you've got to admire the way that Infamous are playing this game. 27 minutes, 25 to 23. Liquid have a lead. Only a 3K
so only
lead,
3K, absolutely. The problem in that fight was, if it hadn't been for the Aegis, whole fight is different. They killed the Gyro nice and early, really good stuff. Luna was still around, but then once she started getting biffed by what was left of Liquid, it was very difficult. Dazzle, of course, got killed really early on. Again, I mean, he just got unlucky. He wandered face first into it.
I mean, it's crazy as well, because we saw how they went on the Dazzle. We were like, well, maybe they just want to sort of sack the Dazzle, but no, Infamous, they wanted to take that fight. And fair play, they knew that they did have good potential.
Yeah.
They got some good kills out off the back of that. Katara survives this. Luna still just sailing away at the top of the net worth. And, I mean, once he has the butterfly, we saw already without the butterfly, he offers a hefty bit of a punch, you know. But Matuma-Man and this Gyro, sure, has a BKB, but other than that,
and some serious building taking. Let's talk about building.
If they get a team fight, Infamous are going to be knocking on your doors very, very quickly.
Are we on the verge of an upset here, Owen? That was potentially happening.
You never know in games like this, because at the same time, Liquid, if they take one fight, suddenly they're going to be 10k ahead of back. But Infamous, absolutely, I think a lot of people not have expected to see such a performance from them. They have really shown up so far in this game one of the series, very impressively. Coming in with the smoke though, Excel's on the front line, see how they react. Miracle for the Shadow Blade, opens up onto the Dazzle, BKB pops as well. They have the Static still controlling this SK. Heals himself up, buys some time, can he get out of there? Has the Sandstorm. The Splitter comes through though, they lose 2. Infamous, up 2 kills as Liquid get themselves successful smoke rotation up.
This Dazzle is just having a miserable time of it. Liquid just absolutely pummeling him every time.
Yeah, the commitment there from Miracle. Pops the Dragon Form, pops the BKB. We've got to get rid of this Dazzle. Then it's very hard for Infamous to do anything in return. And he's going to be able to get some more usage out of the Elder Dragon Form as they start to push in on this bottom lane. And take the tier 2 at the least. We'll see if they can do anything more down here.
Well,
Sand King does have buyback.
Yeah, I don't think you want to have to buyback with 20 seconds left. They'll have the Dazzle back. Like I said, I think Infamous are doing right. If they don't want to have to fight here, push the other lanes out and then go back. And when the SK's back, I think Liquid should probably leave anyway, but we'll see.
They may just take the tier 3 and back. Yeah, Elder Dragon Form's gone. They don't have that. A bit of help to push. We'll play it safe. Taro takes that middle tower. He does get the split push, gets the tower, and he is going to be very close to his butterfly. He had the Eagle song. Yeah, I think he's got the quarterstaff and the courier. It's just very away. Butterfly is going to be there. Of course, there's no sort of true strike on Liquid's lineup. No sort of MKB coming out as of yet. And if there is going to be down the line, it's going to take a long time as either of these cores want to be buying that item early on. Matumba himself, of course, just going for the evasion, the butterfly as well. Lane has his eyes on Pepita.
I don't know if he can kill him in time, but he's got 6 left.
Miracle, the back of these last fights has been getting bought. And Miracle actually, sorry, Miracle does have the Hyperstone.
Yeah.
So he's halfway
He's pretty tough.
Yeah, he's preparing for that butterfly that is now.
Oh, his attack speed now. Sanja the Asher as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I think he's going to go for it. Like, okay, he's left.
Does have GH here as well.
He does.
So with the auras, it's not the easiest of targets, and he's a little unsure if there potentially could be backup. So they'll play it safe. They'll get away. I mean, this is Liquid have to do this. They've got to respect Infamous in this game. That's are making some good moves.
Also, because they got that tier 3, I think now what they can do is push the lanes in, get some shrines, and maybe even think about getting the next Roche before they go high ground.
throws the Spirit out and TP. Grab. Big damage boost as well as Mind Control. He has the Assault Caress.
Yeah.
So with AC, the MKB nearly done on Miracle. Liquid, they do have sort of that physical punch that they were lacking before. Through those BKBs and deal with the extra additional armor that Infamous are going to have to be built up by that Axel Dazzle's Weave.
I think this is kind of the problem when you have one hero that's got all the farm like the Luna. I mean, she's done well. She's generally not their opening target. It's kind of hard to kill now. They blow up the Dazzle, and then the rest of the heroes just don't have the damage, I don't think.
He is just heading in on the front lines. He will be forced back by Scofield. This is there from Kuro, but Liquid, see, they really don't want to jump straight in on that.
Yeah.
Know that have to do a very sort of smart initiation. Can't afford to jump on these sort of
Radiant's
like the
bottom
Viper
tower
that
is under attack.
haunted in front of them intentionally by Infamous and in an attempt to get them to bite.
Like a worm on a hook, Owen.
Yep.
And it's back.
Roche is...
The Roche man.
It's a hard fight for both teams. Arguably, I'd say definitely harder for Infamous.
Yeah.
There is such good team fight from Liquid.
You've got the cooldown, you've got Elder Titan, you've got Disruptor, Brewmaster, and then DK can tank a lot of your damage. Meanwhile, have
looking at the
Lunar
epicenter and the
Eclipse,
Earth Spirit.
Big Epi, and a big Earth Spirit ult, but...
And if they get the BKBs off in time on...
Yeah, maybe if they can get a good weave, and maybe Dazzle doesn't die, possible.
Try for it here, Liquid, though. Head into the pit. Infamous are sort of split back up across the map. You've got Katara down bottom at the moment.
I mean, he can force them out of the pit here by pushing.
Yeah, he can push incredibly fast down on this.
I think he's going to go for the tier 3.
I think you've got it. He's going to realize that they're in the pit. He's going to go for it. They have lost Roshan, though, as Aegis is picked up by Matumba Man. Stinger jumping in with a Burrow Strike onto Mind Control. Mind Control does still have the split available. He's trying to hold it for now. Miracle takes down the Dazzle. Now the Primal Split comes out. They get the glimpse back onto Stinger. Grinding him into the pit. Bottom lane, though, Katara popping the BKB. Can he find the Rax this time? He's trying his best. Miracle's bringing him low. No, Katara just keep hitting it. Oh, he decides to try and run back in the trees. I think if he kept hitting...
I think he might have. It was
may
close.
have just got it.
Oh, dodges the static field. I feel like
I think he needed to keep
I think it looks closer than it was. He could have got it, but yeah, very tough. But they have got the lanes all pushed in. I do think this is the right way to do it. The Roche went down so fast, though. They just all needed another 5 seconds, they would have got it. But the Roche went down very quickly. I kind of thought Infamous were going to disrupt the Roshan attempt a bit more, just delay them even just for 10 seconds, and they could have got a lane of Rax, but they're timely DD on Gyro, and he's just going to get push bot.
We'll see if Liquid can out the buyback on Katara. 5 seconds, no Luna. Natsu onto the Rax down bottom. They may just have to let this set go at least by the looks of it, as they don't seem to show intention of buying back as of yet. So one Rax.
Oh, that's quick.
Go in the way of Liquid. Straight towards mid they go.
This is that horrible point. You got 17 seconds. You know you by holding on to your buyback, you're going to have to lose another lane of Rax and just save the third.
And it's got 2 sets of Rax for Liquid.
We talked about pushing fast with the Luna. Well, guess what? DK pushes pretty fast as well.
I think Matsu, he seems to sense that the game may be over as he's queuing up a Divine Rapier mid lane, trying to jump in onto the DK, but the force is there. Saving Miracle for now. Scofield tries to roll away. They're trying to commit. Look at the back lines. You got Katara coming in with the Eclipse. Straight away manning up with the BKB. Can he take the Miracle in time? He can. Miracle's down one. Has the Aegis. Matumba Man turning back up. They've got the loose speed. Sorry, no, it was Matumba with the Aegis. Miracle's down for good. But still, it's Liquid cleaning up. It's a triple kill for Mind Control. Pepita is going to fall as well for sure. As he tries to run, he's not getting out of there. They have buyback available on 3, but GG is called. Liquid will take game 1. But Infamous, definitely an admirable show in this opening game of the series. Not the walk-up that Liquid may have expected, as there were some signs of brilliance there.
Absolutely. I thought Infamous definitely gave them a game, turned up
I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Team ban.
That's not great, but it was a good story for what was it, newbie that was almost knocked out and then ended up winning the whole thing. That was cool.
Yeah, that was the DK one, right? With EG and DK battling it out.
Yes,
they did that. EG did that cool like level 1 Roche thing with like
remaining.
Ench, Ursa.
Did EG do?
Yeah.
I only remember
5
Cloud9 do that
remaining.
level 1 Roche, and I was crying my eyes
I miss
out.
level 1 Roche. Bring back level 1 Roche.
Bring back level 1 Roche.
We heard someone talk about level 1 Roche earlier today. I think it was OD, and he was saying that you can do a level 1 Roshan with IO and Shadow Fiend.
I mean, you can, but like you get so little now compared to what you got
That is
before.
true.
So
Yeah,
no
even
team
if
would
you
ever
do kill
do
it, yeah, the rewards are not really
Turn to ban.
worth it, unfortunately. We do have the Earth Spirit ban, by the way, so Schofield
That's a respect
ban.
Yeah,
And
the
Viper.
Viper.
And the Viper. They didn't like that.
Miracle's like, guys, that was a little too close. Was that my draft?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Miracle at the drafting seat once again. Again, though, Heen and
5
Kuroki at his
seconds
back.
remaining.
Very comfortable drafting there.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, so Liquid has banned out the Shadow Demon as well. Now that's an unusual one. Why would they ban out the Shadow Demon? Well,
If Infamous decide to take something like the Luna, nice. You don't want to get
10
you don't want to get
seconds
cheesed out on one
remaining.
of these.
Did they ban that in game 1?
I don't believe so.
5
No,
seconds
it got let
remaining.
through. Like it wasn't even mentioned. It's not there.
Maybe it was a throwaway ban. I asked Ramses after the EG series, and they said, "You remember they banned Huskar Oracle?"
Yeah.
I was,
Just wanted some heroes to ban. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the one thing I
Liquid's
learned when I
turn to
was
pick.
at the summit, like just in the rooms being the admin.
Radiant
Yeah.
team
Teams just ban hero.
Yeah.
Like not for all the reasons that analysts often it's like, oh yeah, it's good hero, it's bad there. Sometimes it's like lost a pub against it just a game ago. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that hero's super good, let's just ban it out. It's
I mean, that's the beauty of it, right? We can overanalyze basically
Yeah.
everything while someone in
10
game is just
seconds
thinking,
remaining.
I like it. You know, it's a nice item. It's a nice hero. Or I
5
just want to play
seconds
this
remaining.
today.
It was always funny, like when I'd be backstage and listen to panels and stuff.
Radiant
And sometimes
team
the reason
pick.
was just it was so much. It was just like we didn't know what else to ban, or
Or someone just said, give me that hero
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he felt like it.
it's like it's a lot less complicated
Yeah.
and a lot more random than. There's not some like. Of course, there are a lot of high level thinkings like with draft
10
openers and
seconds
stuff, but
remaining.
I think as well, sometimes what comes as a natural thought to a
5
pro
seconds remaining.
is like, that's just instinct and intuition. They actually have the right
Liquid's
reason behind it, but
turn
they
to
don't
pick.
they don't think about it
Team
because it's it's just there. It's just logic for them. And while for us and for people at home, the logic, like there's a couple more steps in between before we reach that logic. And for us to explain those steps in between, for a pro it might seem like the most
10
obvious thing
seconds
to say,
remaining.
but for others, not so much. We have a Disruptor and an
5
Omni Knight pick
seconds
for
remaining.
Infamous, and the Tiny made it through. That will be played by Team Liquid, so they have the 2 cores at start. I am gonna imagine that it's gonna be 2
Liquid's
cores
Radiant
and a 2
band
core
back.
Tiny,
they
right?
could do offlane tiny too. But yeah, I'd imagine it's
Yeah.
unless Kuro asked for it.
I mean, we did see him laugh, so you never know. Again, reading into it way too much, probably.
Sometimes Kuro just wants to relive his
10
glory
seconds
days
remaining.
and
He's
be a
played
core.
every role, has he?
Yeah, but
he has
5
played every role.
seconds remaining.
I know he wants
Actually,
to be a core.
Has he
Except
played-
offlane.
I was
except
gonna say
offlane.
he has not.
I
Played
don't think he
offlane.
played off.
Maybe in Dota 1 at some point. No.
I don't think so.
Was he on that? What was it, that mouse team or whatever at TI2?
He was on the mouse team with TI2.
Was he carry then?
I think he was carry then,
Yeah.
indeed.
I don't think I've ever seen him play off.
Oh yeah, I guess Bambo was on their team.
Liquid's
Yeah,
turn
Bambo
to
was offline.
battle.
It was the Bambo and Sing Sing one.
Why are you laughing at Bambo, Ted? I do too.
By the
I
way,
love
he
Bambo.
tweeted a picture of him with very long hair
Bambo?
and asked whether he should grow a beard. On air, Bambo, let me tell you, you gotta have one
10
or the other. If you have
seconds
both, you
remaining.
just look like a homeless guy.
Ah,
Radiant
Is that
team
true?
picked.
that's my
Style, fashion
first-
advice from Loom.
I think that long hair works for very few people,
Yes.
which is why my boy Ted and ilk like him have decided consciously to keep that thing as short as possible.
I think Fog tried to follow suit too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's why I
Fog is
missed it
leading.
right.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of trendsetters in Dota.
Yeah, yeah.
5
Fashionistas.
seconds remaining.
Alright. So we got the bans out as well. We got 2 cores banned out by Liquid, both the Drow and the Terrorblade. That's both heroes that are annoying to deal with and kind of
Liquid's
dictate
turn
the
to
style of game you're gonna play and allow you to push fairly early.
Radiant
If
team
I ask for
picked.
SF. Oh, they take
No,
IO.
it's the IO. The IO Tiny. And we do have the Death Prophet. So earlier we said that if Infamous pushes towers and gets kills, that's fine, but they have to be able to get something off the back of that, right? Is the Death Prophet, is that
10
a good
seconds
hero to do
remaining.
that with? Do they need more? Is it enough?
I think they should just continue to overwhelm them
5
with team
seconds
fight.
remaining.
Make sure no matter what, you can win the fight.
Okay.
If you're Infamous. Through the laning phase. Go the opposite end.
Well, it helps to win the laning phase and win the team
Yeah,
fights too.
yeah.
And right now, DP, Omni, these are really strong laning heroes, so I got nothing against those picks.
Liquid ran this against EG, against their Omni. Jamel thought it was an okay matchup.
What was the matchup?
Omni versus Tiny Wisp.
Okay. I mean, it seems okay, right? Repel,
Tiny
walk
free
away.
farms.
I mean, Tiny 3 farms against most.
I guess it's Axel for the disruptor, so we still and Stinger is gonna play the Omni Knight, so we're still needing a Schofield hero. Something instead of that Air Spirit that he played previous game.
Team Liquid's turn to
Something that
pick.
Nice
can
stalker.
move around.
Okay,
Ooh, Naga
Naga.
Siren.
Naga, just I told you, dude. Just copy newbie. Literally, just do what they did.
I mean, these two heroes are really strong against relocate.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
This literally looks like a newbie light up.
I mean, it can work out. It's also, like you're saying, they should team fight and, you know, go full team fight. If the team fight's not working out, press R for a safe exit. Done. They can reset. Naga Siren.
Yeah, but what did Liquid learn against that?
That's the question. No pressure, Miracle.
Crow couldn't figure it out. Now it's time for...
So Liquid has ran Mind Control Razor a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
They have like multiple heroes that they can send off lane. I do like the SF idea against DP.
If I'm a mid player in this meta, I'm asking for SF every game. SF or OD.
So Tinker.
I think Tinker's so boring to play now.
I mean, he's so good, right? Like,
Yeah.
But Tinker's banned.
Yeah. Conceptually talking about, if you're a mid player,
Yeah.
SF's the most fun hero to play.
Fun. Most fun.
You raise people. It feels so good.
he
Queen
always.
of Pain not fun?
Queen of Pain is...
Queen of Pain and Puck?
Puck feels really weak nowadays.
Okay.
You don't feel like you have the same burst damage like
Dina.
Dina's okay, but she also...
Not as
feels-
much fun.
Yeah. And back when you were one-shotting everybody, that was pretty entertaining.
You would imagine that OD is pretty much fun as well.
OD feels like... It feels really cool to auto-attack, you know? You're going boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
It hurts.
What role is this Pugna? Off lane? I think is the most common way that the European has played it.
Yeah. Matama Man just played a mid, though, at against
Okay.
EG. Womp them.
10 seconds
Alright.
remaining.
Not as bad as game 2.
I'm not sure if I like the Pugna versus DP.
5 seconds remaining.
It's okay. It's nice against Omni, too, and it clears out Naga.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
They banned Earthshaker.
Yep. In terms of team fight, do you feel Liquid already has enough to answer Infamous's team fight? Because they've got quite a bit now already.
10 seconds remaining.
Infamous has a lot of team fight.
I think Liquid needs a lot more, actually.
5 seconds
They don't really
remaining.
have a ton of control to begin with. Especially you need control now through the Omni Knight shield.
Yeah.
Or like sleep. Like I feel like Infamous, if they're playing it smart and they have the cooldowns, they could disengage or engage into anything. So I feel like Liquid is really behind on that department.
Got a text from Fogg and he said if Infamous gets more than 2 kills this game, he'll shave half his head. So
Half his head. Does he then do the mohawk or the inverted mohawk?
I hope it's both.
How's the inverted mohawk?
It's where you just take out the middle.
What? Who would do that?
Liquid's turn
Fogg
to
apparently really wants to for the viewers.
That isn't that just like male pattern boldness
Kind
on
of.
purpose?
I think it'd be super legit. Good for you, Yannis.
pick. Radiant
Just to clarify,
team
he
pick.
didn't actually say that.
No, I know. I see your phone right there, and I know I haven't seen it lit up, so or see you looking at your phone at all, for that matter. And that's an ancient
Their
apparition.
disable is Avalanche, Decrep, and Tether Slow.
You can have a avalanche toss
10
into
seconds
full speed.
remaining.
All right. Figured it out, Sheeper.
Yep.
Got him. There's not enough disable for Team Liquid. Look,
the-
if you cover the team names up, I would go with Infamous's draft.
Is,
too, honestly.
is the crap, is that long enough duration to proc cold feet?
I don't think so.
No?
Weaver.
Oh, there is the
Now
Weaver.
selected.
And
yeah,
I mean,
There's no disable at all.
it's a good thing we're not actually doing predictions this tournament. What we are doing though is I want to know what needs to happen, Lumi, for Liquid to take this game. Like
Okay,
you
so
say they have the least favorable draft, but what do they need to do to?
So Tiny
win?
needs to go off and punish the squishies you could pick off. So Disruptor is a free kill. Weaver before he gets really farmed up is a free kill.
Yeah.
Whoever is I didn't see who picked Tiny, but Tiny needs to get off this game.
Okay. What does Infamous need to do, Will?
They need to scale this Weaver as fast as possible, make him unkillable. Be very smart with how you take these fights.
Yeah.
Let Weaver do the dangerous stuff when he shoves out the waves, because IO Tiny has to get aggressive in this game. If you match that pace, he'll be just fine. I actually really like Infamous's draft. I think this is, if you're gonna win, this is the game
one.
winner. Yeah.
All right, let's find out what's gonna happen here in game number 2. It is over to OD, Pixel, and Pyrian Flag.
And thanks very much, Sheev. And these, the panel say, they like what Infamous is doing. Again, here, they did also say, you know, in game 1, there was certain strengths to the draft, and we certainly saw it. It was a relatively close game to open with, some great showing in the laning stage. So this game, Infamous, with this amount...
This is a really weirdo draft from Liquid. Like, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, sure, you know, they've won a TIO, but all I'm saying is, maybe sometimes they make a mistake. They're still, I mean, I'm sure that this is brilliant drafting from them, and it's going to be like, oh my god, I didn't understand how this is going to work, and it will. But it's just crazy looking to me.
I mean, for me, the thing that I look at is there's a GHI. Like, this guy, he just doesn't lose
stuff
games
like that, where you're
on
like,
the GHI. So I think if you get an IO and you're Liquid, it doesn't matter what other 4 heroes you pick,
but
you're probably going to win.
Infamous's lineup, dude. That's a really solid lineup.
I mean, it is. And as the panel said, you know, sort of taking a book page out of the book that we've seen Newbie run.
I mean, Pugner? Really?
Find it, though. They're looking for that first blood. Schofield.
I mean, here's the thing, Owen. I like Pugner, all right? But he also dies really easily. He's squishy, and it's a weird hero. He's underfarmed. Pugner sucks. Oh my god. Weaver needs to be careful here.
I mean, this is the thing, sure, you know, Weaver very elusive. Lockdown's not great, but they catch him out with 1 stun, 1 avalanche. They will have the burst damage early on to deal with him. Last is not going to be something that Katara wants to be taking anytime soon in a game like this. Liquid will be able to maintain control of this bottom rune spot. Same time though, Infamous have invaded that half of Liquid's jungle, so it'll just be the 2 bounty runs. Going either way on the respective sides of the map. We'll see what lanes come out. Katara is going to be supported down here by Schofield, and it does look like Liquid are going to commit to some sort of aggressive lane. Bottom right, both Curran and GH down there. Top lane Miracle. He's more than happy to be left in this 1v1.
Yeah.
This is where you're always going to get a good static link off as the Razor. Stinger does still manage to grab the creep wave though, as always. Pulling it around and making sure that he gets that nice and easy early bit of experience underneath the safety of his tower.
I got a question for you. How did Weaver already have a last hit? He had a last hit when the game started.
The ward. There you go.
Thank you, Obs.
The Obs.
I always forget about the old ward.
And that's nice. There's a juicy bit of gold to kick off the lane. Taro, back up with Schofield and Excel. But yeah, so both teams having both supports down on this bottom lane.
I can't believe he took the ward. If I'm a support and I bought the sentry ward, that's my money.
I don't know. You're giving your core that bonus gold in the lane stage.
Screw them. They've got lots of chance to get rich. Supports are poor. They need help.
Yeah, when CS goes down. See how much mind control can do to take from him. Let's get a few denies as we see that on the side. GH tethering across to Kuro. Cell.
The old Wisp AA combo. Bonk.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's not fun to look at the damage there for the cleave as well. You have to be careful of how close you get. As this Weaver with very low HP. The power of the Tiny here. Being able to beat back the 3rd man of Infamous. That tree.
Power of the tree. So, I mean, the thing is, we were talking about lockdown. The guys were wondering whether Cold Feet and Decrep have enough time to proc. I think if you Decrep someone, it does slow them. I can't remember what the exact percentage is, but it's a hell of a lot.
I think it's 50% at all
But
levels.
The proc distance for Cold Feet is actually bigger than you think. It is actually pretty big.
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, you are fine to get the chance to get that proc. So we'll probably see it in action. Up top, Miracle doing his best to keep Stinger zoned away from the creep wave. Deals as much damage as he can.
It is mid Pugner. Alright, then I changed my mind. Mid Pugner I'm fine with.
Well, because you get the good levels, you have to push towers quick.
And he needs stuff. He needs things. What he doesn't need is to be like, he's crap as a support. I was really worried they're going to run him as a support. But no, they've gone for him mid. Because, I mean, there's no other way they could have run him, really. I think Will was saying that they ran Pugna mid against EG and won, so...
Bottom lane, look at this Infamous.
Yeah,
Gets the bugs
is...
onto all of them with the physical damage between the bugs and the Riptide. It's going to bring them down low. GH is going to be chased. Kataro looking for Kuro. We've got GH coming across to it for Kataro. They're going to get one Excel, get the first, but they get the second kill. Look at the root as well onto mind control. He does have the avalanche, but Infamous, they're ready to chase. Kataro and Scofield looking in, but Kataro gets cold feet. As he does have to back off, he's scared of going in for the mind control kill.
Good one.
Doesn't literally get cold feet,
No,
but you know what I mean.
Bonk. Oh my god. Oh,
Got him.
Just slap, give him the old backhand slap a doodle
And
there.
look at this juice for GH, but the root's out. They come in. Kataro could still get some kills out of this for sure. GH is trying his best to bottle up. They pop the stick charges. Kataro hunting down GH, but GH is juked the Weaver. Kataro goes the wrong way, and GH will be able to keep himself back and alive.
So wait a minute, tree grab doesn't cost any mana? It must cost mana.
It's 50 mana, isn't it?
Okay. Oh, it's because now it's on toss.
Yeah, once you got it picked up,
Right,
the toss itself doesn't cost any additional.
I do not play Tiny. Not my hero.
He's a fun hero.
Yeah, I know, but he's
chucking
just not my
trees
hero.
at people, avalanching, tossing, looking for Excel, getting quick kills. The tree comes in. Kataro's looking for the return kills, gets GH, bugs are out. Kataro's low, tosses Mind Control gets the double. Schofield has to be careful. Mind Control's still got a lot of mana. He could turn. He may even be able to just get the kill onto Schofield. He's looking for the body blocks up. Kuro has to be careful though. Schofield coming in with the Riptide. He's got another toss, but Mind Control is hung around too long. Kataro's back. Will take down Mind Control. Crazy lane down here at the bottom as both teams going at it.
I think this is actually a good idea from Liquid to just go, you know what? We may not like destroy you in this lane, but we're going to disrupt the hell out of it. And they know that if this Weaver gets a lot of farm, that's real trouble for them. They've definitely spotted that they lack the lockdown.
And while we're looking at the other lanes, you know, mid lane is close, 27 for 6 on the Timmerman compared to Beats 23 for 4. Bottom lane, in they go again, Avalanche and Toss, tossing Katara back. Fine though with the Shikuchi, gets himself back to safety. Sentry laid down by Kuro. Top lane, easy lane at the moment for Miracle. 24 for 15 against the 13 for 4, as expected in this 1v1. Razor's going to have an edge. Miracle, he's getting a little bit more than that.
You're good at this.
Edge?
Razor's going to have an edge. A Razor's edge, you see? You're a natural.
I should cast a TI.
You should.
Valve, my phone line's open. From lane. Katara, how's he doing on the CS down here? 14 for 6. Mind Control's getting good farm as well. They're 50 for 5. But it is, the fact that the top lane's being won so heavily is giving that overall edge for Liquid on this laning stage. If you are Infamous, you do want to try and find that little bit more out of this, and you can see that with Schofield. He's already making the rotation. He's going to try and head up to top lane. Try and just put a bit of a slowdown onto Razor's farm, but you've got to be careful. It's level 3 Naga. If he gets a good static link on, Miracle can try and turn, but he is being baited in quite deeply. Bottom lane, Katara on his own. Gets gone on these sort of rotations from the Naga Siren, leaving the other lanes vulnerable.
Yeah. Liquid always taking advantage of things like that. They very, very quick to spot. Hey, so-and-so's missing. Let's kick his mate's ass.
And like, as you see, Schofield comes up here. I don't know if you can kill Miracle.
It's going to be very difficult. What is Schofield a reference to? Philip Schofield?
It's a gun, isn't it?
It is, a Schofield rifle.
The rifle.
I mean, it's a pretty old school reference.
That's what he can do here. And he goes, but straight away the static link comes out. You've got the purification, you've got a few punches. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's not. Old Stinger just gets turned around upon. I think you have to get out there, Schofield. He has got the back of Pepita. Crips won't comes through onto 2. They're moving in and Schofield will be fine. Pepita now looks to turn. Chasing the gap, here with the Exorcism and the Spirit Siphon, but GH and Miracle, they split. Miracle's going to be hunted down in the trees. Can Pepita find him? Goes straight for the TP out. Miracle, he's gone. Gets back in time. They've got no sort of catch in time. Schofield can't find the vision for the root. So again, as expected, that it was always going to be a hard kill for them to get. This Naga Siren and Omni Knight have very little chances at taking down Miracle.
Look mid as well. Starting to push this tower now with Matu. Pugna's always going to do that to you, but the moment DP leaves the lane... Oh, you like to slow people and suck them off?
He is going to be ready to dive. He's pushing in. Forcing Pepita back. Schofield is there with a wraparound, but again, this low-level Naga Siren just doesn't have that much potential. He can't just run into these heroes. He has to let these objectives go. As Matuma Man, 7 minutes in, taking in the tower.
And what's the stat? Take the tower, win the game.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is a lot of time without that exorcism. Peter tried to use it to fight top, so Infamous themselves unlikely to be taking any tower soon. Bottom lane Excel, he's got the quick glimpse. Buy him some time. We'll see if Matuma wants to keep hunting. He does. Matuma coming across. Excel's going to hide behind the tree, hope for the best, but look, bam! Matuma knows
right on
where
his
he
dome.
is. He reads him like a book.
Do you know what the thing with Pugner is early on you kind of have mana issues. Like his spells are very greedy, but with the IO, it really does mean that he can sustain a lot more. Like he can get more spell damage out. Because he does a ridiculous amount of damage, Pugner, once he gets rolling. But he's top of the net worth. Yeah.
At this stage, I mean, 8 minutes in, it's still very early days. As soon as he takes the tier 1 tower, rotates towards bottom, Matuma he's looking to take another. Going in onto Katara, Infamous, they do have a response. They're bringing in Stinger as well. Going straight forward onto him. Purification to heal on Katara. They surround Matuma. Avalanche in there from Mike. Tries to buy some time. They turn with a blast. Matuma going to be fine because GH is here. Healing Matuma back up. Matuma still alive for now. They can't kill him with a backup of his IO. And now Schofield's the last one alive down here. He's trying to hide himself in the tree line. Will juke it out. He has got a TP. We'll head in, but again, they've got the vision. They know exactly where he is. Schofield trying to create as much distance as he can before he goes for the TP, and he will make it.
Man.
But still.
Honestly, that's just some teamwork right there. But that's what we were saying about the Wisp is GH God on the Wisp, of course. Great with Tiny, but you often forget. He's gonna help a lot of other heroes too.
He's gonna be saving anyone at this stage. And having the decrep as well, self-decrep, you know, making sure that Katara is limited in what he can do in the punches. Almost certainly give you enough time for GH to heal you up enough and get you back to fighting shape. 8 for 4, 4K gold lead for Liquid this time round. Themselves getting a very considerable lead for this stage of the game. They're doing exactly what they need to do, pushing these lanes down with the Pugna, keeping the pressure high and making sure that Infamous can do very little to respond. We know that the strength for the Naga is having that song to disrupt these plays, but if you're making these plays before there's the level 6 on the Naga, there's not much that Schofield can do against this pressure.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, yeah, they're pushing a tier 2. There's really not much that Infamous can do in response. Lacking the levels on a whole bunch of heroes, it's very difficult. I was thinking, like, why the AA pick? And then I'm actually like, you know what? Amazing against Omni heals, and also means Death Prophet doesn't heal up after her ult. If you catch her in that as well, pretty strong. And she can't, I mean, can she still lifesteal from people? Like, does that count as healing? I guess she does. She might take your lifesteal, but she doesn't gain it, right?
You'll still get damage, but yeah, absolutely. You won't get any heal if the Ice Blast is upon you mid lane. No, Kuro! Don't have to worry about the Ice Blast if the AA is dead.
Wow.
Do manage to catch out Kuro in the mid lane, trying his best to find the XP on his way to that level 6. GH acting himself towards that mid lane. Try and find his 6, level 5 at the moment on the IO. Infamous now interested in making a play up top as it seems, but again it seems like Pipita, he's had to use the exorcism and he's not using it to take towers. 100 seconds without it, he's still going to try and fight, gets the silence out. Katara moving in as well, they're looking for mind control, they should find him. They have to back up, no, GH is there, look at this, coming in with the IO, keeping mind control alive, only just surely he goes down and he does, mind control will fall. They'll get the 1 for 1. Katara chasing down GH as well, should find the IO, but no, he zips across, back to Matuma. Katara's hunting, he really wants that GH kill, but he can't quite find it. Miracle's got vision on him there. Out comes the ring, and they have the spirits damaging it. Katara's got to be careful. He's got his around.
He's got his own in 3.
And he does have the back of a Stinger. Purification Repel out onto the Weaver. Slow from the Decrepifier onto Schofield. Liquid continuing to chase. Kuro's there with a wraparound. Stinger's level 8, doesn't want to go for that. He'll look towards Schofield instead as the 4-mana Liquid chase down this Naga Siren.
This is the lack of lockdown though that they were talking about on Liquid's team, I feel like, against the Weaver.
It's a slow and painful death, but it is a kill that they get eventually.
The Weaver is a problem.
Yeah. Tara just a little bit too slippery at this stage.
Wait till he gets a Lincoln's. What then?
Just solely relying on the Avalanche from trying to set things up to Katara. Ether Lens, though, now online for Matuma on top of the Arcane Boots. Top net worth still on this Pugna. They have taken those 2 tier 1s so far, and Matuma straight up in the top lane. He's looking for the 3rd tier 1 tower. But Infamous, they want to do something about this.
Yeah, I like this move. They know where Liquid are going to be. If they can pick someone off, they can push back, defend the tower, and just getting a kill on the board would be good as well. They're 6 and 11, so it's not looking too bad, but I still feel like they're on the back foot at the moment. 4K lead for Liquid at 12 minutes as well.
Matuma just keeping himself well and truly hidden behind that tower. Now he'll reveal himself. They will want to dive this silence straight up onto Matuma. Stinger leading him with the Soul Ring Purification. They have the route out onto Matuma. 4 heroes surrounding him. He's trying his best to keep alive with the heal, but the glimpse is there to break the channeling. And Matuma is down. Infamous take the Pugna kill. Looks to try and take the Towers control. Looks like Katara again gets gone upon. Slippy gets himself out. He's not going to fall here. The Weaver keeping his life intact.
They took a lot of damage there from Matu for that kill. That does bode well for Liquid. Someone else had been there, I think they could have turned that fight around, but as it was, kind of sacked it off. But Infamous still haven't taken the tower. Liquid are able to rotate back into the
They've got the exorcism back for Pisa if they want to commit for this push. Mind Control is looking for the toss-up and combo onto the Naga Siren. Schofield's gone. They could try and get more. Drums are popped. They're trying to close the gap. They've got their eyes towards Peter. He's got the Cypher to look to slow down Mind Control. Silence as well, but GH is there with the backup. Mind Control to look to die. They get the toss back straight away. Axel has put up the Static Storm. Managed to trap 2 in it, but Matuma falling low, but Matuma down. They get themselves the Pugna kill. On the back lines, Mind Control looking for the combo onto the Death Prophet. Takes down Axel as well. GH is there, keeping Mind Control topped up. Ready to go with mana to punch through old Stinger. 3 down on the side of Infamous. Katara. Again, he's surviving, but he's not able to do much in the fights. His damage really falling off at this stage. He's still yet to farm out that first big item as he does start to fall behind the net worth equivalent of the cores of Liquid.
I do like the pick-off on Nagasaran. It meant that they couldn't get set up on. It also meant if the fight started going their way, they couldn't just... Oh, she's actually only level 5, so it doesn't matter, but it was still a good fight.
Needs that 6. That's one of the things that's stopping her. No. It's like it's sort of similar to as well in Kuro in the first game. Did struggle to get the levels on the support position.
GH! He needs help.
He's got the tether.
He's away.
He's good. He actually TP's out straight away, just in case. In fact, that might have left Kuro and Chimanki in a bad position. There is no way. He does have relocate, so he can come back in to get Mind Control out of there if he needs it. Mind Control might just need that. Here we go. He's relocated in. GH has come back across. He's there ready to tether in on whoever needs it the most. They're just playing around with Katara at the moment. Katara has to scoot you away. Mind Control turns. GH comes back in with the top up. Keeps this man alive. Tiny's fine. GH does get relocated back out of there, of course. Schofield trying his best to get out. Mind Control blinks back up to the high ground. Sees the bigger kill. Bursts down Katara. Double kill for the Tiny. Schofield wrapping around. He'd love to try and at least find Kuroki, and he will do so. Does manage to get him down. He's going to fall low himself, though. The creep's diving in. Schofield hiding himself in the tree line. Pepita does, with the help of Excel, get the Tiny kill. So at least Infamous are getting some sort of trades out of this. The big kill there certainly being that of bringing down Mind Control.
Matthew's looking for Schofield now in the trees.
Liquid's not done here. Schofield has the song.
Oh, he just hit it.
Here we go. They want to try and fight this. But Peter and Excel coming in with a wraparound. They have the kinetic field. I believe it should clip GH as well. Yeah, they still have some time left on the exorcism, but look at the turn. With the life drain. That Death Prophet's just going to straight up die. Schofield has managed to fall. That was not the dive for Infamous to make. Excel will be very lucky to get away from that.
The ward for Matthew did a lot of damage to them there, and they suddenly realized, lads, we got to get the hell out of here.
Mid-lane control. He was a little off the mark there with the Avalanche. Didn't quite catch Katara. So yeah, that fight up top. Good news for Liquid as they maintain their lead and they make it even bigger now. 8k and the advantage. For 10.
Shadowblade is Tiny's next choice.
Stage for Mind Control. All he needs is the setup. They've got more than enough burst behind him. If he gets the sort of opening and jumping in on the mid lane, they have the toss combo with the Decrepify. Huge amounts. Magical damage.
Radiant's top tower is
not even a chance to react with any sort of spell from the Omni.
I like these kind of drafts. But, I mean, you don't normally get to see this kind of draft, do you?
No, from Liquid, this is very much the outplay draft. You know, they've got these heroes that they can make these plays with. As I said, you put GH in a lineup on an Aya with any sort of playmaking hero, and you're just going to be seeing this time and time again where GH is just enabling each and every one of his cores to go ham and not worry about being in any sort of threat from the enemy team.
They must sense danger here. The ball of light is like the bait on the end of that fish that lives underwater, you know? The angler fish. Teasing you in. And
there we go, teasing for Peter back into the clutches.
In and DP.
You can't come near this Tiny. Mind Control will be straight on top of you with a blink. Toss back into the rest of Liquid.
They've actually got crazy burst damage, like just with the Tiny and the Pugna.
And they've got very good push as well with the blast. As here we have Liquid 17 minutes in. No messing around for them in game 2. I really feel the mistake in the draft came from Infamous when they let that IO get into the hands of GH. Touchback as well onto the Omni Knight. Stinger surrounded. He's down. This is getting very brutal very quickly for Infamous. As the panel mentioned, sure, the Weaver is pretty elusive, but they don't care about the Weaver.
Yeah, no time. They're like,
just
you know what?
Radiant's
We're not going to give you half an hour, Weaver. We're going to just take all your buildings.
The Weaver can Shikuchi, but the Barracks can't. They're stuck there for the taking, and Liquid, 18 minutes in, clear up the middle lane.
That was crushing. Like, all just blink, toss, get him back into the mix, and the lads will take care of the rest.
All right. Again, they see him. They're sort of like, all right. Go on your merry little way.
Spirits are very annoying. What is the IO talent? There's definitely an IO talent involved in the spirits.
Adds extra damage on him.
Yeah. Another hero I just do not play.
Level 15, and it's a lot as well. The plus 90.
Invisibility.
Adds up when you add all those balls together.
Hey!
Well, Tara's trying to play around with this all. How much to get off the mark from mind control? They have the song. What sort of setup do they have though? They have got Static Storm and Exorcism. They managed to get both supports. They get the IO and the AA. That's going to be Kuro and GH going down, or maybe not. GH is still alive for now. Gets glimpsed back. Surely he's going to fall. He does. They get the 2 supports, but already the cores of Liquid are ready to fight back for their support losses. Triple kill for Miracle. I mean, you saw the intention there for Infamous, but at the end of the day, it was just the supports that they're getting in the combo. The cause at this stage for Liquid, the fact that their team is 15k ahead, they're more than strong enough to fight without the backup required from GH and Kuro.
And you know the other problem they've got is if you have a fight like that and you're picking off the supports, Razor meanwhile is building up all the damage he needs and he picks up a sick triple kill at the end there, no problem. I
mean, we saw Miracle had a very easy lane to start with, 607. He had a very easy 1v1 matchup against the Stinger Omni Knight. And now 12k net worth, a clear, well, he's nearly double that at the highest on Infamous.
Yeah,
this game looks like it very well may be over quite soon.
I mean, that's all the towers and a lane of racks. Not all the towers, I mean all the towers added up has given him almost all this money. There's only 1 outer tower left for Infamous. Miracle, 607. Great lane to farm in, loads of last hits, plenty of time, very chill.
This game is probably what most people were sort of expecting in terms of difference between these two teams, which we didn't see in game 1. You know, game 1 definitely one for Infamous to look back on and say, we certainly did something right at the start of it.
They definitely had a shot. There was a point in that game where it looked like it could go either way.
But this game...
less so.
I mean,
much less.
Quite less so, yeah. This is just Liquid playing as the team we all know in terms of their strengths and knowing how to abuse the opponent's weaknesses with this lineup.
Mind control just wait. He's just waiting there. He's like, okay, you want to jump my Miracle?
Yep.
Guess what?
Get a toss back.
You're going to get tossed into hell.
What can Infamous do here? They don't have the song. They don't have the ghosts. They're lacking those teamfight ultimates that they require on to have a chance of even killing the supports, as they're only able to do so the last time round. As the racks are just getting slowly trickled down by Miracle.
Trying to find this Weaver, but I don't think they even really need to worry about him, honestly. I mean, they just left Miracle.
The racks are going, and Infamous are doing nothing because they can't.
Wow. Very, very, very tough game for them. Weaver has Diffusal now. That combined with that talent that takes mana off you is absolutely terrifying for most, but against Liquid's lineup, they're just like, you know what? We're just going to walk away from you. You're only level 13. We don't really care. I feel like he could be split pushing, but at the same time, he's so terrified of the burst coming out from Tiny Eye.
I mean, there's a 21-minute Octarine on this Cognut. Wow. It's got to be one of the faster ones we've seen. Octarine Ether Lens, devastating to these buildings, especially with the -1 second cooldown. That's on a 3-second cooldown now, that blast. A serious amount of damage.
Nutty.
And the ward as well, of course, with the Octarine now at more frequent than 100% uptime. It's going to be there all the time, unless Infamous can take it down. But Peter does find mind control in their jungle. Matumaman as well being chased by Katara, but he has to self-decrepify, gets him to the high ground, repels there onto Katara, so he is able to man up, take down the ward. They're looking for these kills, they have the sock. Now they caught the Tiny and IO, they can go for these two in the Static Storm. This is not a bad way at all to start off the fight. GA as well there for Infamous as they commit straight away onto GH's IO. They take him down, turn towards Mind Control, they have the root. There's going to be a buyback from GH. He wants to get back into the fight. TP's across, Mind Control, getting blitzed, but GH, he's going to be able to come in. Oh, just in time. And he plays the defensive relocate. He takes Mind Control just up to the high ground because he thinks that they can still try and fight. But GH will pay with his life for that one. Mind Control could also still be in trouble as he's caught out. They did lose the Weaver as well. The Ice Blast is going to be used over and indeed, this Raze is just untouchable. Running through these fights, there's nothing they can do to put a dent.
Another triple.
Godlike for that man. Kataro stuck in the tree line here as he plays around with Mind Control. He's going to go back into his little corner, try for the TP out, but Mind Control reads him like a book, jumps in with the toss.
Man, this Razor, just biding his time in these fights. They just can't kill him too fast, and then he stole too much damage at the end. Yeah. And you can see in that last fight, Liquid just playing around with him. GH
Radiant's bottom tower
does end up losing his life as well as Mind Controls, but they both buy back in. They know that they can continue to push.
It looked like good setup. They got the Tiny IO. I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good combo, but then just outplayed, I think, in the end.
There we have it. The base push from Liquid to try and close this series up and get that 2-0 in their favor.
You know, another problem for Infamous, we're talking about lack of lockdown on Liquid. There is no stuns like on Infamous.
No, they have to have this, pretty much the Static Storm and Kinetic Fields.
That's really what they're hoping for.
They have to have that setup from the song. And without that, very little ways of holding Liquid in place. And even then, the damage is still incredibly lacking from their lineup. They're 20k behind. And here we have it. Liquid again, in they go. Mind Control straight in with the combo. That's no Naga Siren for 30 seconds. They've got the static link onto Pepita. Ice Blast is going to be flying towards the fountain. Pepita will be fine as he gets back in with a repel. Miracle's looking to dive. Has to be a little bit respectful of the fountain damage. Brings it down to half. Kataro playing around with Kuro on the back. Axel's also there, but Mind Control quickly blinks out of the kinetic field. They do lose the courier here as Infamous are able to find that one, but Axel stuck, surrounded by the four of them. Beaten down, back towards the base. Pepita's just getting manned up upon by Miracle, and GG is called. Infamous tap out, and Liquid get the 2-0 that from the start of this game looked pretty inevitable here, Ted. This was the Liquid stomp that people expected.
This is what they thought. The first game, I thought Infamous had acquitted themselves really well. This time, Liquid just turned it up another gear, and they absolutely walked all over them. That was brutal.